So, Dragon Age the Veilguard. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. The dialogue is terrible. I've shown the dialogue. Um, I've shown the player numbers. Terrible. So people have been concerned about the puzzles. And even I was. I said, these puzzles are so simplistic. Is it early game puzzles? Early game puzzles are just supposed to be easy. To kind of get you into the groove of what to expect in the game, but just of a more simplistic style. But no, I was watching both Varadark and Az, and they were playing, and no matter how far they got into the game, the puzzles never got any more challenging. They were just take this thing from over here, you bring it over there, or this one.
It's back.
Something's stopping Grey Wardens. We have to keep going. Let's get through here. Those two statues are the spare key. Line up the symbols.
What did you mean by it's back?
Something's stopping Grey Wardens.
Line up the symbols. Okay, thanks for telling me how to do it there, guy. It would have been so hard to figure out what to do without that. And then you have these puzzles. And this is how those are. What the little thing right there? It's always right nearby. It's never in a place where you have to like attack an item or attack something and destroy it and it's revealed. It's just out in the open every time. And these are the puzzles that you need to solve. Now, I remember a time where puzzles used to be challenging. Think about like the ice block puzzles in Twilight Princess. The first one starts off fairly easy. You got to get into the little area where the switch is, and so not just Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time has the ice in the ice cavern, but also Twilight Princess in the cave. You got like 3 or 4 of them that you have to get through, and I think it gives you a piece of heart at the end. But the first one's fairly simple, fairly straightforward, and then the further you go, there's more stuff on the little in the area on the ice, and then you got to think, okay, let me think, do I like if I push it this way, then can I push it against that? No, I can't do that. Okay, I need to get it right there. Do I push it this way instead and then up and then no, because then it's not going to go, it's going to come down there and I won't be able to, it'll just go around. And so how do I get the block from here there to the center where the switch is? And it actually makes you think. Now, once you get through it the first time, if you play the game again, it's really simple. Kind of like the block puzzle, the ice block puzzles in Ocarina of Time. Once you get through it the first time, it's simple. But for first-time gamers or first-time experiences in these games, you don't want your puzzles to be that freaking simple to where you can just look and be like, oh, well, guys, we've got a door we need to open up here. There's a sort of, we've got a little thing right here. It looks like it needs a key of some sort, something to activate it. Now, I see something right there. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that's what we need. So I'm going to walk over. There we go. A few feet away. All right. Now, guys, what do you say? Comrades, compatriots, companions, you guys okay? Okay. Boom. What do you know? The door unlocks. There's no thought process. The game holds your hand. Basically, people say it's in journalist mode because how journalists are always complaining about how hard the game is? Yeah, it's in journalist mode. It doesn't let you use your brain to think about clever solutions. And I love like games that allow you to really think. Not impossible, but sometimes you might sit there for a few minutes like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Now, sometimes it's legitimate, but I remember I was watching DGR play Echoes of Wisdom, and it's like the first dungeon. You get into this room, and there's, against the wall, there's like 4 statues, and only one of them has a shield. And in the same dungeon, you get the ability to kind of grab onto things with, like a magical thing and pull things away. But he gets in there, and for like 15 minutes, he's sitting, he's like, what am I missing, chat? Do I, wait, do I, and he's like trying to build a, puts a bed over to where he can get over and try to take it, and it's like, and everyone in the chat is like, does he know? So sometimes, but, yeah, it's not meant to hold your hand. But this game, it just holds your hand. It just holds your hand. It tells you what you need to do. And there are times where, I'll get to a point where I'll have to look up, because even though it might be a simple solution, or not simple solution, like if I play Genshin, Genshin has a lot of puzzles, and some of them are not easy at all. Sometimes you're stumped. You're stumped, and you're like, okay, I need to look up how this is done. But it feels good when you're like, oh yeah, okay, I see it. Okay, I'm stupid. That was, in Genshin, you have the puzzles that are like this, where it's just walk a few feet, do something, and boom, you get a chest for it. Or you get a wind current to get a, something, one of the the little collectibles that you get, the Oculuses, one of them, the Animoculus, and all those, and into different regions. Or just as easy as following a little Sealy around. You follow the Sealy around, they get to their little post, they light it up, boom, you get a chest. But then there's those ones where you might have to find 3 Sealies, and one of them might be behind a puzzle, one of them might be behind defeating enemies. So and then you have the elemental little pillar things that are kind of like covered by like a barrier, and you have to unlock them. And then you got to think and look around. You're like, okay, how do I unlock these? And it could be like a cave down below. Like if you're on top of a cliff, it could be a cave down below that has a switch or something that you need to do to unlock the things up top. And it really makes you think. But this game, it holds your hand. Like every time I've seen a puzzle like this, the key is a few feet away. It's a few feet away, and that's pathetic. You want your gamers to have fun, but not stress themselves out too much, because then that takes away the fun. But holding their hand the entire time when it comes to puzzles, I mean, this game is already linear. I mean, you already can't stray off the path. You're already not able to stray off the path, so it's a very linear experience. And they have the audacity to have puzzles in there where they put the key to the puzzle right there in front of you. No thinking, no nothing. It's just, there you go. And no matter how many of these there are, there could be 4 of them. And then you just look around, and there's just 4 of them. And the keys for those are just lying around. There's no thought process. There's no... And that... You play games for fun, but you also should be challenged. If the game's holding your hand the entire time, it but yeah, I've seen a lot of those puzzles, so people are just kind of posting the ones that are more early on. But this puzzle, these are the most common. Take this thing here and go put it over there, and the door will open. Hell, Az did a whole video. I remember I was watching the stream, and he actually did do it. I was trying to look up an actual video for it. Yeah, so this was actually from the stream. He did like 3 takes for this. He's like, no, I'm not kidding. This is not a skit. This is going to be a video. And here we are, and it's the video. But yeah, he saw the same thing, because this is how the puzzles are. They're so simplistic. You go in. Okay, so you go in. You got 2 doors. There's a door open that's right there. You go in and you get, I think it was like gold or an item or something. And you see the door's locked right there. And then, oh, we need a key. Where do we get the key? And then turn to the side. Boom. There you go. Door closes. You bring it over there. And bada bing, bada boom. Wow. Real hard. And that is the complexity of these puzzles in Dragon Age of Veilguard. There's no thinking required. There's no moments where you actually feel stumped. No moments where you feel the need to look it up online to see if anyone else is having an issue. No, this is the extent. Now, I think there's something in the lighthouse that might be a little more difficult. And it's for an achievement or something like that. So I would hope that it would be a little more challenging if it gives you an achievement. Or it just might be a puzzle that, you know, you actually have to interact. Like it's like one of those wall puzzles where you have to, you know, so if you're not noticing it, you're not going to know it's there. But this is the extent of puzzles in Dragon Age: The Veilguard. So you have terrible puzzles that don't challenge the player at all. It's on journalist mode. You have terrible dialogue. The characters look terrible. The story, like Solus is there for a few minutes, and then it's exactly what the person said. The one who people were questioning, he was right. Solus takes back seat in the game. We thought that he was going to be the big bad of the game. No, he takes back seat like early on in the game. So the guy who gave that review to the I made a video a month ago or something. One of the YouTuber said that she had info from a person who had played the game and wanted to remain anonymous. They were right. Solus he takes back seat. We're not fighting him now. We're trying to fight the gods. So everything that person said was correct. So this game is just one big dumpster fire, and you could say it looks nice, but then you see other games and you see how nice they look, and this one looks like bad in comparison. So this game really doesn't have much going for it right now. You find yourself, like, I was watching Vera play it, and she was caring more about this griffin than she was the actual characters. It's like this griffin who you just meet, you care more about them than you do about the actual players who are supposed to be the companions. It's incredible. It's stupid. And that oof thing, that's real. That's real. Oof was actually an option you can choose. With it when you got your options. Oof was actually, because I don't even I think it was Vera, she was playing and it came up, and I don't even think she just like oof, not like, oh my god, it's actually real. Everyone thought, like, how do you know it's real? It's real. It's freaking real. Oof is actually an option. So modern politics thrown in there, terrible gameplay, puzzles that don't make you think at all. They hold your hand the entire time. A story that could have been great if they just kept Solus as the main bad instead of making him take back seat. Modern gaming. Who cares about gameplay or anything else? Just as long as there's diversity, equity, and inclusion. The game may suck, but hey, at least you have a diverse looking character. But let me know if you've played the game. Let me know, how long were you stumped on these puzzles like this one. I mean, this one was so hard that Az had to make a video about it. And this was his third take. The first take was actually better. The second take was, I mean, he had to actually reset himself each time. He's like, no, that one wasn't good. I'm going to do it again. And then he starts with hi everyone, this is Az here from Heel vs. Babyface, and Dragon Age of Veilguard is just released, and we've come across some puzzles, conundrum here, and guarding puzzles, but then he would like, no, I don't like this. He would get through the whole thing, and he's like, no, never mind. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna do it again. And everyone's like, are you serious? This is a skit, right? He's like, no, this is not a skit. This is gonna be a video. And I'm gonna have lots and millions and billions of views. I'm gonna rake in that sweet money. Actually, it looks like he's live right now. I guess I'll watch him until Vera comes on later on at 7. But yeah, this is... Let me know, how long were you stuck on these puzzles? He said he was stuck on it for about 15 years. You know, 15 years. He started this puzzle as a small lad, and here he is, a middle-aged man. He's lost his hair, and he just now figured out how to do these puzzles because they're so complicated. So let me know if you've played the game and how long these puzzles took you to figure out. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.